Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Capitalist speaking on behalf of SESN on SBC. We're ready for baseball here in Anaheim. Game day 16. It's a replay game between the Minnesota Blizzard and the Anaheim Stars. Yesterday, Minnesota was awarded a forfeit because allegedly Anaheim didn't have enough players to play, but Anaheim did. So, time for the replay. Both teams, of course, brought enough players to play. So we will have baseball lone game here tonight in IPU. Go to the Minnesota and Anaheim as I get back to plate. Minnesota and Anaheim are both 6 and 9 so far. Of course, the winner will leapfrog the other. Before the game day 16 finals, they were tied for 8th, which is the last playoff spot. And players to look out for Anaheim, home team I'll start off with. Alter Torna in 10 games, batting .476 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. And Johnny on a boat in 10 games, batting a solid .368. And Lurker has been their ace pitcher on the mound. I saw him in relief on opening day. He took an unfortunate loss to the St. Louis Archers. That win, of course, was removed because cheater, 2.74 ERA in 23 innings. Also batting .333 at the dish. For Minnesota, they've got 2 good batters and 2 good pitchers. Fritz is definitely in contention for the Pitcher of the Year award, 44 innings with a 1.64 ERA and has struck out 87. And Rowdy, second starter, 20 innings, 2.70 ERA. I think I saw him pitch. He only went like an inning, but I think he had to leave. He was lagging or something. Then for batting wise, Rect 5-0, 436 with 7 home runs, 11 RBIs. And Outified in 9 games, 364 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Other scores yesterday actually, from IPU, excuse me. Pittsburgh 9, Houston 3, Chicago 4, St. Louis 1, Philadelphia 4, Florida 3, Edmonton 1, Miami nothing, San Diego 1, and Arizona 6. Fritz is ready to step in. Like it's going to be. So we'll see who it is on the mound. MeteoriteMunch announced. Like it will indeed be Fritz. MeteoriteMunch. Excuse me. Of course, Minnesota, the away team, batting first, and Anaheim to defend. Anaheim Stadium. Pretty good if you can get a decent bat to lead off, as its first pitch is low, and we have baseball underway here in Anaheim. 1-0 is on the corner, and it's flied, down the left field line, and a long chase, and a left fielder overboard. No chance for the catch there. Almost got it, but ran out of room. Fritz stays alive. Count now 1-1. There's the one to Fritz that is bounded to third sharply on the one hop, and in time for the first out. 1 away, and Amin 12-18 up to bat. 5 games, yet to record a hit. Meteorite's pitch is low and swung over the top for a strike. MeteoriteMunch was not on my punch card for what I was expecting today, as it's swung on a miss. Peter at the kneecaps, quite literally, almost hit him. And a 3-pitch strikeout. Down goes a Min. 3 balls outside of the zone. And it brings up Rowdy. Rowdy more known on the mound as opposed to batting. Still a very talented player by all means. Here's the pitch. Flips the corner for a strike. 1. Some scores from across the major leagues. Last when I checked, 1 final today as the 0-1 is on its way. High and out, all 1. New York 4, New York Mets 4, and the Chicago Cubs 12. Winning pitcher was Genesis Cabrera. Losing pitcher was Senga, 3rd loss on the season. ERA climbs to 8. Not have any control whatsoever. Kodai Senga gave up a big 3-run home run early on. Here's the 1-1, swung on and missed. Strike 2. In Cleveland, it's Baltimore nothing and Cleveland nothing. Chris Bassett versus Tanner Bybee. Yesterday, Cleveland won 4-2. Messick had a no-hitter through 8 full as Rowdy swings and misses for 3rd out in this inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Clean first outing for Stars, and now it will be Fritz on the mound for Minnesota. Certainly. Oh, I guess not. Let's see. Gonna be Lurker to lead off. Lurker, I said, talented both ways. Looks like it will be Rowdy. Yeah, Rowdy it is. Like Fritz went in to catch. As we wait for this, in Philadelphia, Atlanta is leading 6-0. Martin Perez, world champion with the Rangers a couple years ago, versus Taiwan Walker. Gave up all 6 of those runs. Tampa nothing and Pittsburgh 1 through the bottom of the 3rd, as that's inside on Lurker, ball 1. It's Martinez versus Bubba Chandler. And just started in Miami. Here comes the 1-0, swung on and missed. Count even at 1-1. Milwaukee nothing and Miami nothing. Crow versus Junk. Here's the 1-1, and it's in there for strike 2. Just threw a curveball in there, and Lurker did not pull the trigger. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed over the top. Strike 3. Down goes Lurker. Away here for the Stars. SJF Gamer, if you're reading the chat, Ervil wants to PC check him, allegedly. I don't know why you PC check a 286 batter, but I'm not the commissioner. Here's the first pitch, and it's way in the dirt. Strike 1. In Boston, game underway, just started. Detroit nothing and Boston nothing. Casey Mize versus Suarez for the Red Sox. 0-1 is on the corner and missed again. And the Yankees, at Yankee Stadium, it's Kansas City and New York. Here comes the 0-2. And strike 3, down goes SJF on 3 pitches. None of them particularly good. Brings up 617 man. To avoid resulting in a strikeout of the side for Rowdy. First pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. In Washington, it's the Giants on top 6-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Logan Webb versus Zach Littell, ex-Giant, I believe, as that's flared over the head of the first baseman. First baseman slow to react. Looks like it's going to be a base hit. And hit number 1 in the game comes Anaheim's way. Brings up MeteoriteMunch, pitcher. Spring from Rowdy is flared out towards shortstop. Third baseman is there to make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left, and the score after 1 full inning is still Minnesota nothing and Anaheim nothing. Top of the second. Be 5-6-7 for the Blizzard. Seisake. Sorry, 4-5-6. Read my scoreboard. Swings and misses, strike 1. MeteoriteMunch sent them down 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts in the first. And the 0-1 is hit weakly. It's a slow roller towards short. Long throw is not in time and off the money. So an infield single for Seisake puts Minnesota in the hit column. Brings up Pause, take flights. Batting 200. Pause, pops the first pitch he sees towards the pitcher's mound. It's going to fall. Pitcher to second, and Kaz did not run it out. It's going to be a double play. 1, 4, 3, double play. Kaz did not run it out. Thought it was going to be a easy pop out. It was, but pitcher let it drop. MeteoriteMunch, very smart play there. Races the base runner, swings and misses for strike 1 on Alexei, also batting 200 entering today. There are 7 games yet to start in the MLB. It's 0-1 is swung on a miss, not even close. It's San Diego versus the Angels. Matt Waldron, the knuckleballer, versus Soriano. Perfect 4-0 on the year already. Here comes the 0-2. It's fouled into the Minnesota dugout. Count remains at 0-2. Texas versus Seattle. Jacob deGrom versus Gilbert. Chicago White Sox versus the A's. Martin opening versus Savali. As here comes the 0-2. It's grounded sharply towards third to first in time for the out. So a leadoff single erased on a good fielding double play. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and none left. After 1.5 innings, the score remains Minnesota nothing and Anaheim nothing. So Eric Lucara set to lead off for Stars. Takes the first pitch, 1-0. 5-6-7 for Anaheim this inning, and Rowdy's still on the mound. 1-0 is swung on and missed. In Houston, it's going to be Leahy versus for the Cardinals versus Lambert. Lambert making his season debut. Comes the 1-1 on the corner. Eric just took it. And Cincinnati versus Minnesota. Williamson versus Joe Ryan. And in Colorado, it's the Dodgers versus the Rockies. 1-2, just outside, evens the count at 2 apiece. Tyler Glasnow versus Sagano. And in Arizona, it's the Blue Jays and the Diamondbacks. Fisher versus the Canadian Soroka, ex-Washington National. Here comes a 2-2, hit well to center, but straight at an outfielder. And there is 1 down in the inning. Brings up Vedum, batting 192. Pretty productive for 192 hitter, 2 RBIs. Ham, one of the players on the Anaheim team, bats 176 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. So talk about productive for a below 200 hitter. 1-0 is flared to second base, where it is caught on the fly. Down goes Vedum, brings up wide receiver. X receiver. I believe that's the split end. I think Z is the flanker. Comes the first offering that is fouled into the stands, out of play. So 0-1 on wide receiver now. And the pitch from Rowdy. Kicks, winds, delivers, and way high. And, sometimes you just commit to the swing and it's nowhere near. 0-2 on its way. Here's the pitch. It's popped weakly by the pitcher's mound. Rowdy takes it on the one hop to retire. Batter. 1-2-3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And the score after 2 full now is Minnesota nothing and Anaheim nothing. So 7-8-9 for Minnesota. Oxified Yox leading off for the Blizzard. Yet to record a hit this season. 13 strikeouts. Well, always a first time for anything. And their Meteorite on the mound for another inning of work as swung and missed. A good curve by the corner. Low and in. Always want to throw them inside to the left-handed bats. Always a bit awkward. I don't know how true that is for Roblox game, but the general principle. That one outside flips the zone and swung over the top anyways for strike 2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it's inside. Good take there by Oxified. It looked good for about a second or two there. And the 1-2 comes quick, and it's hit weakly towards first base, where it's going to be caught by Eric on the fly. There's one down in this inning. Brings up Bobby Romeo. If there was no Romy, it would be Bobby Orr, famous Boston Bruins defenseman, and I believe the only defenseman to lead the league in points. NHL playoffs about to be underway as Romy hits that one out to right. That's going to be a base hit for Minnesota. That throw from right field by Vitafied was close, made it look close, but it didn't get there anywhere near time. So, 1 out man aboard for the 9-hole. Womo adding a clean 333 with a home run on the year, I believe. Nope, an RBI. Can't read. 1-0 as I was inside. Acrius, one of the St. Louis players, said hello, and I say hello back. That was 13 minutes ago. Pretty good timing. 1-1 now as I was fouled away. On deck is Fritz. 1-1 is in the dirt, and the count now goes to 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. It's foul down the third base line, out of play. Just fought that one off, and now the deuce is wild at 2-2. Taking a second. The 2-2 would be a pitch clock violation. Here it comes inside, and the count now goes full at 3-2. Really good take there on a heater at the knees. Payoff pitch now from the left-hander is nubbed weakly to third. Third to second to first. Double play around the horn to end the inning. 5, 4, 3, double play, eradicates the 1-out single. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and none left. And the score after 2.5 ends Minnesota nothing and Anaheim nothing. 8-9-1 for the Stars. ABI bin leading off, adding 0-0-0 strikeout. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Count goes 1-0. So for Anaheim, we've only seen Lurker in the field. Ultra Torna and Johnny on a boat, both not present, and that's swung and miss underneath. Strike 2. For Minnesota, we've seen Fritz and Rowdy, direct 5-0 and Outified, not present. So both teams missing 2 of their good bats as KVI swings and misses at a slow knuckler way above the zone and above his head, in fact. Brings up Lurker. I guess they were playing with 8. Well, 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging to open the game. On the third, and no score. Minnesota with 2 hits, both eradicated by double plays. Lurker swings at the first pitch. Sharp grounder to short. The long throw is offline, but the first baseman gets back in the nick of time for the out. Brings up SJF Gamer. Swung and missed. At 3 straight pitches to strike out. Howdy. Hurling well inside. 1-0. On deck is G16 as the lone Anaheim hit. Swings and misses that one, and strike 1 in the SJF. Use Nathaniel, leave a player for Houston here, as that is grounded to first, and first baseman takes it himself for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Another 1-2-3 inning in the books, and the score after 3 full, Minnesota nothing, and Anaheim. Just like that. Ready the top of the 4th. Meteorite on the mound still. Check swing by Fritz. Oh no. 1-2-3 for the Blizzards. Meteorite has faced the minimum thanks to 2 nice double plays. Here comes that 1-0. That is hit out to short, or third, excuse me, and the catch made on the fly. 1 down in the inning. Brings up the Min. The Min swung and missed at 3 straight pitches. The bottom top of the first, excuse me. Comes first offering from the south. Swung and missed. Strike 1. No point of hitting the zone if those bats just swing at anything. I'd rather look at 3 pitches than swing at 3 bad ones. Why I'm not playing. Why I'm commentating. Ball in the dirt. 1-1. 4 updates. Giants 8, Nationals 3. Bottom of the 4th. 1-1 is outside and in the dirt, and 2-1. Min trying to pay attention and pick up on those balls. 2-1 in the dirt. I spoke a little too soon. In Philadelphia, it is now Braves 7 and Philadelphia nothing. No score changes elsewhere as that clipped the corner for a called third strike. Very, very good pitch. A hard slider. Just got that high and outside corner. It brings up Rowdy. So backwards K for Meteorite. And now Rowdy struck out. First time up. Swinging as well. And good on the mound. Hoping to help his own cause here. The 0-1 is fouled to the first base side. Count now 0-2. One and two now, inside. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Rowdy. Another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Score after 3.5. And Minnesota nothing, and Anaheim nothing. Strike 1 on 6-17. Lone hit for Anaheim. 3-4-5 coming up. 6-17, Meteorite and Eric. Rowdy's pitch is hit to second base and caught on the fly. Center fielder was not in position, but no harm done. Here's Meteorite. Hop to third, last time up. Portsider's pitch is in the dirt. 1-0, excuse me. Comes the 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Might be first time a hitter's been in a hitter's count. Here comes the 2-1. 2-0. 2-1. I guess I predicted it. Comes a 2-1, and it's swung on a miss for strike 2. Just as wild at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Meteorite. Not many bats in either lineup, so it's certainly going to be a game of fine pitching margins. Eric Luarca flew out to center field and probably, including the 3 hits in this game, probably the hardest contact. Long fly out. 1-0 is that ball in the dirt. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th and no score. Minnesota versus Anaheim. At 1-0, the zone, a good hook by Rowdy. And the 1-1 is high. Ball. We're near the zone. Comes the 1-1. 2-1, excuse me, inside. Way inside. Now the count 3-1. Eric Luarca with good plate discipline. Comes that hitter's count pitch, and it's hit down the right field line. But foul. That was a ball 4, but Rowdy made it good enough to hit and swing away. Did Eric try? Better to try to get a 2-bagger than walk. That is hit out to right, and it's going to be caught for the final out in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And the score after 4 full is still Minnesota nothing, Anaheim. Top half of the 5th. That's 4-5-6. Up for Blizzard. Seisake. Kaz and Alexi. One 0 is hit through to second base, second to first in time. So 4-3. Out here in the top half of the fifth. Here's the pitch. Kaz in the dirt. Wanna know? Kaz hit a weak pop to the pitcher's mound and did not run it out. Meteorite made the smart play, let it drop, and turned it into a double play. Ground ball to first himself. So Alexei grounded third to first his last time up in the second, following that double play. Count even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And missed. For strike two. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Meteorite sends down the side in order, and the score after 4.5 is still Minnesota nothing and Anaheim nothing. Beat him. 0 for 1 today. Line to second. Set 6, 7, 8 up for the Stars off the bottom half of the fifth. One one is low and count 2-1. 2-1 is swung on a miss, and now the count evened at 2-2. That is fouled sideways. And high. The count goes full at 3-2. So Beatum looking for good pitch to hit now. Oh, just clipped the corner. Strike three looking. Wide receiver now up. Opt to pitcher in the second last time around. Swings and misses that one. Strike one. A lot of quick at bats for both teams. Game is going quick. Straight will go to extra innings and we'll have a 26 inning tie called on account of darkness. That's the longest a pitcher has ever gone a full game, 26 innings. It was Leon Cador and Joe Orsheiger for the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Boston Braves, respectively. Both pitched a 26-inning complete game and it ended in a 1-1 tie. Here comes the 1-2. That is hit well out to right field and just over the head of the diving second baseman. It's going to be a base hit. They threw the ball away, and Fritz, backing it up on the play, prevented that from being a two-base hit. As Anaheim have their second hit of the game through good clean single by wide receiver. Brings up ABI. That's hit well out to left field, as that's the wrong camera, and that's going to be caught by the left fielder. There are two away. So it brings up Lurker. So Minnesota, in fact, are playing with 8. Who the heck is the PM? No, that's balls in the dirt. The 1-0, that's hit up the middle. That's going to be a clean base hit. Center fielder up with it, rounding second. Now stopping was wide receiver. So I was just about to say that it's going to be a quick game. And now looks like Anaheim are threatening with SJF Gamer up now. 2 on and 2 away. First scoring threat for either team does come with 2 outs, of course. All in the dirt. No. SJF is 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging and grounded unassisted to first. Swings and misses that one. Strike 1. Fastball way high. Above the head of SJF. I believe SJF actually struck out on one of those. Low knuckler. Count goes to 2-1 now. And the pitch is down the heart of the plate. But swing and the miss. Couldn't time it up. 2-2 is flared, fouled, third base side, and we'll do it again. Same count. 2 outs and 2 on for the Stars. Looking to score, be the first ones to score today. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Down the heart of the plate, and SJF couldn't hit it. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And the score after 5 full is Minnesota nothing and Anaheim nothing. Anaheim looked poised to score, but couldn't find that breakout hit. It's going to be 7-8-9. Oxified Yox, Abior, and Womo. First pitch to Oxified is hit well to left center. That gets through. That's going to be the first hit of the season for Oxified. Well, good time to get it. Leads off the bottom half of the 6th. And, sorry, excuse me, top half of the 6th. And Minnesota with hit number 3. Abior takes that first pitch in the dirt. 0-1. Sorry, low 0-1. Fixing my scoreboard. 0-1. The dirt at time, and the count now 1-1. Meteor been pitching well and gets Orr to foul that one out of play. Second deck, the Sweets. So a millionaire home with a souvenir. Sure, they needed that one. Like someone needed to retake the field. One, two, out on its way, and here it comes. That's hit well out to left field. That is over the head of the left fielder for a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third is Oxified, and they will stay there. It's a 2-bagger for Bobby Orr. It brings up a min with nobody out and 2 runners in scoring position. So Minnesota now look poised to score. Well, of course. had to leave the field. Grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in their lone at bat. Min. That's here in the 6th inning. Yet to get a hit on the season. That is on the money for a strike. A pitcher's pitch on the corner. Lays out to bunt and misses. 0-2. Usually want to get those bunts down. Like they're going to be swinging away here. That is hit weakly out to second. That's surely going to bring in a run. Second to first in time. Sacrifice grounder advances the runner to third. And I left my scoreboard on. Well, it's 1-0 Minnesota. A Min with an RBI. Ground out. 4-3. Bobby Orr to third. And Oxified Yox across for first. Minnesota run. Oops. Swings and misses. Strike one on Fritz. Fritz is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out third to first and lined out to third. 1-1. In the dirt. 2-1. Is hit towards the center of the field. That is gonna fall in no man's land. It's a Texas leaguer that will score a run. Fritz has made it a 2-0 ball game with a timely little single, and the score now 2-0. Minute. 6 months. Board. 0-1 on Cheesy. Batting here for Min. Now 0-2. O2 is on its way, and it's hit weakly out to third. And almost a diving catch there made, but no chance. The 0-2 is fouled. Oh, into the Minnesota dugout. Do it again at 0-2. Cheesy staying alive here. 2-0 Minnesota. Could open against Meteorite. The pitch is hit well. Left center field towards the warning track. That ball is off the wall. Base hit. Fritz had a hold up. Is rounding second and heading to third. It's going to be an easy double for Cheesy. In safely. And now, looks like this game could be easily blown open here. Minnesota threatening again. 2-base hit off the bench for Cheesy. Brings up the pitcher, Rowdy. Definitely now would be a good time to help their own cause. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Meteorite needs to bear down here and keep this game close. Hope that the Stars can come back and get a hit. A couple hits without 2 outs already in the inning and score. 2-0. Meteorite pitching around. Open base at first. 2-0. On the corner. For called strike one. So Fritz at third. And Cheesy at second. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Two is about to be on its way. From the windup. Flared over the head of the first baseman, and that's going to be a run. Fritz is in to score. Runner held at third. Rowdy. Pitchers can hit 2. Makes it 3-0. Minnesota. Now all seems to be unraveling now for Meteorite. RBI single for the pitcher. Meteorite in a bit of a jam. Isake is 1 for 2 today. Singled in the second and grounded second to first in the 5th. Here comes the 0-1. Hit down to third. Third to second. Oh, what is the second baseman doing? That's going to be an RBI ground out. Oh my goodness. Cut off the shortstop. And made it a force out instead of a double play. RBI fielder's choice. 5-4. And now the score is 4-0 Minnesota. First pitch was a strike on Kaz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in this inning for the Blizzard. And 2 RBI groundouts have made the score 4-0. Yo 2. Hit sharply to third. Third. What? It went through the fielder's glove. Oh. That would be an error in real life. Instead, it's a single for Kaz. Just all seems to be falling apart for Minnesota. Or for Anaheim, excuse me. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Sorry, Alexei swung and missed for strike 3, but not before. 4 runs crossed the plate. 4 runs on 5 hits. No errors. And 2 left, 4 runs on 6 hits. Every man bats in the order. And here comes Anaheim. They need to get 4 runs. 6-17. 1 for 2 today. With the first hit for Anaheim in the first. 0-2. High. An easy knuckler. Everyone could have read. 1-2 is hit down the right field line. That is a fair ball, and that's going to fall. Right fielder up with it. The leadoff single for 6-17. Anaheim need to get a couple more hits in that column. They want a chance of getting back in this game. Brings up the pitcher Meteorite. I know they're angry. Their fielders let him down and cost him run. Can't say much for the other 3 runs. Those were not really fielding issues. That was just pitcher giving up some contact, and that happens. 0-1 is fouled. And it's going to be a foul out to catcher for the first out. So it brings up Eric Luarca. Luarca is 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center and flew out to right. Claimed to have missed a home run in the last at-bat. That pitch outside, 1-0. Briefly pause for station identification. This is SESN on SBC. Bringing you IPU baseball between the Minnesota Blizzard and the Anaheim Stars. 1-0. Swung on a miss over the top of it. Strike 1. One is Oops, missed again. Rowdy, putting them where the bats ain't. Pitching well. Pitching strong. The 1-2 to Luarca is in the dirt. And it evens the count at 2 apiece. G17 off of first. Luarca looking to get in the hit column. Rowdy's pitch is hit out to right. That ball is gonna be caught by the second baseman. And G17 has to head back. Had a chance of falling, but a rangy Keystone man prevents it, and it brings up Vita, who had a long at-bat last time up in the 5th, and is very unlucky to not have a walk. Pitch that just clipped the corner on the payoff pitch after fouling a lot of good ones off. Batting here with 1 on and 2 away, 1-0 the count. Pitch. Hit the other way. That is a fair ball down the right field line. It gets the wall and bounces off. Rounding second, heading third is going to be G17. It's going to be a stand-up double for Vita. Now rounding third, heading home. G17 right field is slow to get the ball. No play at the plate is not in time. And it's a one important run for Anaheim back in this game. A mad dash from first to home by G17. And boy, I wish we had multiple cameras. Beat him. An RBI double. That is now hit down the right field line by 24. It's going the same way. 24 rounding first, heading second. Right fielder slow with it again. Beatum is going to score easily. And 24 is at second with a stand-up double. Now it's two runs in this inning for Minnesota. Well, they're back in it. Beatum doesn't spend long on the base paths. Another RBI double, back to back. Rowdy taking a second. Well, ours gave it a while to get rolling, and the bats are lively now. 3 hits in the inning and 2 RBI doubles with 2 outs. Mound visit sponsored by Carl's Clam Chowder, creamiest clam chowder in the Pacific Northwest. 12 strikeouts by St. Louis Archers pitcher, and you get yourself a bowl of Carl's Clam Chowder. Carl's Clam Chowder. Chowder, lobster bisque, and house-made oyster crackers. It's Lurker standing in now. 1 for 3 today. Single last time up in the 5th. 1-0. The zone for a strike. Get you some score updates from across Major League Baseball at the conclusion of this 6th inning. 1-1. Knuckler high. 2-1. Excuse me. 6 hits for Anaheim. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and now the deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second, and a 2-run lead for the Blizzard. Excuse me. Rowdy pitch, foul the opposite way, and makes its way deep into the first deck here in Anaheim. Two again is hit up the middle over the head of the shortstop, and that might bring in a run. Rounding third and heading home is 24. Oh, he's out at the plate. A beautiful throw. 7. Sorry, it's going to be a single. 7-2. I don't think that even hit a cutoff. Well, could have been 4-3, but instead, in this inning, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after 6 full, Minnesota 4, Anaheim 2. So those score updates from across Major League Baseball: Kansas City 0, and the Yankees 2. Waka versus Schittler. Giants 8 and the Nats 3. Bottom of the 6. Webb versus Littell. Orioles and Guardians, nothing apiece. Bottom of the 7th, it was Bassett versus Bybee. Braves 7, Phillies nothing. Top of the 7th, Oxified fouls that one down the third baseline in our game. Perez versus Walker. Rays 1 and the Pirates 1. Bottom of the 6th, Martinez versus Bubba Chandler. Comes the 0-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Brewers 3, Marlins 1, middle of the 5th inning. Crow versus Junk. Tigers nothing and the Red Sox nothing. Casey Mize versus Suarez. The 0-2, swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Ox leading off the 7th inning here for Minnesota. Brings up Bobby Orr. Doubled and scored last time up in that 9-batter 6th. Cardinals 1 and the Astros nothing. Bottom half of the 1st. Leahy versus I have to read my note card. Leahy versus Lambert. Lambert's first start and appearance of the season. 1-0 on Bobby Orr. The pitch is hit out to right. Right fielder slow to react to it. Second baseman couldn't get there. Going to be a leadoff single. Sorry, a 1-out single for Bobby Orr. Clean hit. Minnesota. They're scoring 4 last inning. Looking to re-extend their lead. It's going to be HV Astro batting for Amin. Amin had an RBI ground out in his lone at bat. It's 1-0 on Astro. Is bunted. Bunt attempt. Missed. Minnesota, it's Reds nothing and the Twins nothing. Middle of the 2nd, Williamson versus Joe Ryan. And later today underway, Padres Angels, Waldron versus Soriano as that clips the zone, and the count now 1-2. Rangers Mariners, DeGrom versus Gilbert. White Sox Athletics, Martin the opener versus Savali. And Dodgers Rockies, Glasnow versus Sagano. Blue Jays Diamondbacks. Fisher versus Soroka. Astro lays down a bunt. It's to third to first in time. Sacrifice advances the runner. Second base. Sacrifice 5-3. That brings up Fritz. Fritz is 1 for 3 today. RBI single last time up in the 6th. Know the count. Off second is Bobby Orr. 1-0. In the dirt. I'm sorry, in the dirt. In the zone for a strike. Taking all the way. Here's the 1-1. That's hit well. Out to right field. That ball is going, and gone. Into the outfield seats for a home run for Fritz. One man ahead of him. That's going to be Bobby Orr. Fritz. A booming blast that just makes it in the shallow right field seats here in Anaheim. Just like that, your score is Minnesota 6 and Anaheim 2. Re-extend the lead. Back to 4. So, looks like we're... Oh, it's still going to be Meteorite. Give up 6 earned runs. Probably could have been 5. But it is, in fact, 6. And that's a big home run with 2 outs. Brings up Easy. And that ball is ripped to right field, but that one's going to be caught. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and none left. And the score after 6.5 is now Minnesota 6, Anaheim 2. Brings up SJF. 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to first. Rowdy says, low-key, I gotta go. So, the Stars perhaps relieved. Teammate flushes toilet. See who pitches. Gonna be Seisake. Pitching for Stars. If they go the distance, the 3 innings, it's gonna be a save. So Rowdy goes 6, gives up 2 runs on 7 hits. That is skied to center field. That is gonna fall for a base hit. SJF. Why is SJF in the middle? Uh-oh. SJF has a double. And he should have been out. Beat it off here for Anaheim. Oh. Certainly not the greatest fielding play I've ever seen. That by the second baseman, who has actually been very good in the field, turned a couple double plays. 1-0 on wide receiver in the dirt. Wide receiver was batting in the 7th position, now batting for G17. Had a RBI double last time up. 1-1. Fouls that down the first base side. As I was saying, Rowdy, 2 runs on 7 hits, 6 innings. Struck out 5, walked none, and gave up no home runs. 2-1 now. Two one. It's popped. Foul. Third base side. Lights is there to make the catch. There is 1 down in the inning. Brings up NVXZ. Batting for Meteorite. Meteorite 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the 4th position. 1-0 on the dirt. So SJF off of second. Stars down by 4. Here's the 1-0. Swing and miss. Strike 1. One is hit to third base and caught. And there is 2 away. So the leadoff double can be doubled. Excuse me. The leadoff double can be squandered here. 6-17 batting in Eric Luarca's position. In the 5th position, 0 for 3 with a pop out and 2 flyouts. Time is out on the field as he is having a nosebleed. Really not the greatest thing. It's snowing in Colorado at Coors Field. I believe the game will be played. First pitch scheduled in just a moment, I believe. Side 1-0. Score update. Pittsburgh 3, Tampa 1 in the Pittsburgh 6th. 2-0 on 6-17. Bubba Chandler still on the mound for the Pirates. 4-0 Cleveland. They had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th and brought them in over Baltimore. Baltimore threatening. They had the bases loaded with nobody out in the top of the 8th. 2-1 on 6-17 now. That's 2-1 Yankees over the Royals. Vinny Vasquintino with an RBI ground out as that's fouled to the third base side, 2-2. 6-2 your score. Minnesota over Anaheim. Minnesota scored 4 in the 6th. Anaheim answered back with 2. Minnesota answered back with 2 of their own. 3-2 as the count goes full outside. The payoff pitch is on its way. Here it comes. Swung on a miss. Strike 3, and down goes G17. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score, after 7 full, reads Minnesota 6 runs on 10 hits, and Anaheim 2 runs on 8. So it's going to be a min now, batting back in the 2nd position. Sorry, batting in the 3rd position. Where gotta write the out in my scorecard? How did a min make out? I mean, cheesy make out. Hope it wasn't a strike. 0-1 on a min, batting for Rowdy. Rowdy, RBI single in the 6th. 2 strikeouts, so finished a good day of hill work with an RBI single as a min grounds that to right field, and that's going to be a base hit. First of the day for a min, and I believe that's IPU hit number 1 on the season. Bottom of the 8th. Top of the 8th, excuse me. Blizzard up by 4. Seisiake, reliever on the mound, pitching. It's vitified for the Stars, placing Meteorite. 1. Here's the 0-2. Swung and miss. Strike 3. Down goes Seisiake with the first out. That brings up Paz, who hit a clean single in the 6th. Last time up. First pitch is popped. Is that going to be foul? Well, it's going to be caught. And, oh my goodness. They could have got the double play. Just 1 out. Brings up Alexei, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out. Certainly not the greatest base running I've ever seen, but sometimes you have to go a little far in case it falls. Swing and miss, strike 1. The 0-1. Swung on a miss, strike 2. And the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed again for strike 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. The score after 7.5 is still Minnesota 6 and Anaheim 2. Meteorite batting, fouls that one to the backstop. 0-1. Meteorite batting in the 6th position for Vitified. Vitified RBI double and a run scored in the 6th position, as well as a strikeout. That is hit well out towards, sorry, not hit well out towards center. Second baseman is up with it for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. Brings up Eric Luarka. Batting in. I actually never figured out. Oh, 24. 24's batting spot. It's that one well to the third base side, and that's going to be a 1-out single. Luarka's first of the day makes the short turn. Anaheim now with 9 hits, and it brings up Vidum. RBI double last time up. How's that one? First base side. Count goes to 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High, 1-1. And the 1-1 comes on its way. That's hit well to right center field. That ball is going to fall and split the outfielders in the gap. Rounding second and heading third is Luarka. Center fielder up with the ball. Gets it in towards the cutoff man at second. Rounding third for a second was Luarka, but will stop. 24. KBI Ben is now ready. On 1. It's still Seisiake on the mound for the Blizzard, looking to shut the door here. Runners at second and third, and only one away. Beat him with another double. Making sure I have my scoreboard right. That's hit down the right field line, but just foul. Out of play. One two is about to be on its way from Seisiake. The left-hander's pitch is way early by 24, who swings and misses for strike 3. Big strikeout in the inning. Bobby Orr said it. But here comes Lurker. Dangerous bat. Singled and a runner thrown out at home last time up. Here's the pitch. Inside. Ball 1. Luarka at third. Beatified at second. Seisiake looking to shut the door here and preserve the 4-run lead. 1-0. In the dirt. 2-0. To be SJF Gamer on deck. Got lucky to double. Should have been picked off the bags. Here's the 2-0. Down the heart of the plate and can only nub that one away, fouled on the third base side. Here comes that 2-1. In there for a big strike 2. Pitcher comes set. On its way. Here it comes. Popped foul towards the backstop. Will the catcher get there? Fritz will for a big out. Runners stranded at second and third. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left in the inning. And another one in the books here. We go to the top of the 9th, and the score is Minnesota 9 and Anaheim 2. Gonna be Oxified Yaks here for Minnesota, leading off the top half of the 9th. Swings and misses. Strike one. First big league hit, or IPU hit, excuse me, in the 6th inning. Struck out swinging in the 7th. 1-1. Beatified out for a 2nd inning of mop-up duty. That clips the corner 1-2. The 1-2 is check swing, went around, strike 3. Down goes Oxified Yawks for the first out in the top of the 9th. For Meteorite, the first pitcher for the Stars and the pitcher of record on the losing side. 7 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs allowed, all earned, 7 strikeouts, no walks, and 1 home run. 1-0 on Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr, perfect, 3 for 3 today. 2 singles, a double, and 2 runs scored. Count now at 1-1 on Orr. The pitch, low, and a good take, because Orr was not going to be able to catch up to that one. 0-2, 2-1, the count. 3 more outs left for the Stars. They have a chance if they keep it to 4 runs. I say anything more, and the comeback is only a miracle. That 4-run comeback is still pretty hard. A little more possible. A 2-2. Inside, and the count goes full. A good take there by Bobby Orr, who saw it all the way. So the payoff pitch from Vitafied is on the corner and hit the opposite way. It's a perfect 4 for 4 day for Bobby Orr. A big, big, big day for Bobby Orr. Brings up H. Fiastra, who sacrificed last time up, 3rd to 1st. Hit number 12 for Minnesota. And they've been more efficient. 6 runs on 12 hits for the Blizzard, and 2 runs on 10 hits for the Stars. Okay. Sorry, I meant to mute when I cleared my throat, and then I muted when I meant to say sorry I had to clear my throat. Well, here's the 1-1. Swung on a missed. Strike 2. Castro calls time, steps out. Here comes to take the field. A shifting going on now. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Oh my goodness, I've been muted. I'm sorry. Swear to God, I thought I unmuted. Guess not. Well, in case you didn't hear it, thank you all for joining us today on the Seattle Electronic Sports Network, hosted by your Seattle Broadcasting Company. I have two finals on Monday and Friday after this All-Star weekend, so if there's nothing to cover on the weekend, you'll see me sometime midweek, probably Wednesday. Then I guess Friday after my, if I don't have to cover 6 o'clock game Central, as that's a strikeout of 617 looking, and 1 out away in the form of TU now. Batting in the 5th, G17 was last in the 5th position and struck out swinging. That's hit well. Left center field, left fielder giving chase, not going to get it. What the heck? How is SJF so slow? Well, rounding second and heading third now. Probably could have scored. Wasn't going so slow. Runners at second and third. Pinch hit double off the bench for TU. A little bit of hope for the Stars. They have the tying run on deck. MeteoriteMunch is 0 for 4 today. Last time up, popped to second, swings and misses, strike one. Gave up 6 runs on the mound. Probably should have only given up 5. So it would be the tying run at the plate. Comes the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Siake is 1 out away from a 3-inning save. And Anaheim is 1 out away from falling to 6-10. Comes the 1-1. That's fouled. Third base side, out of play. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouled again. Out of play. Meteorite staying alive with another defensive swing. 1-2. Oh, what a take. Just inside. 2-2. The deuce is wild here with 2 outs and a 4-run lead for Minnesota. 1 strike away from the victory. Here's the pitch again. It's up the middle. That ball hit well to right center field. That's going to split the outfielders in the gap. Rounding third and heading home is going to be TU. And now it's a 2-run game. 4 runs now for Anaheim. A big RBI double for Meteorite. Making up on lost time. It could be too little too late, but Eric Luarca is in fact a home run threat. A 2 RBI double for Meteorite. That pitch inside. Siake had a long battle there with Meteorite, and Meteorite got the better. A big 2-out double. 1-0 on Luarca. Hit to center field. That ball is gonna be caught for the final out. Well, Luarca gave it a ride and it almost fell. But fall it did not. That's our final here tonight in Anaheim. In the bottom of the 9th. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left. Siake shuts the door and records the save. Winning pitcher is Rowdy, and the losing pitcher is Meteorite. It was a good, hard-fought game, pitcher's duel, until the top half of the 6th, when all 9 batters went around the order for Minnesota, and 4 runs scored. Anaheim looked to keep it close, with a pair of RBI doubles from Beadham and 247, I believe. But it was back to scoring ways for Minnesota in the form of a big 2-run home run by Fritz. And Anaheim, on their last legs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, 2 runs came across from Meteorite's 2 RBI double. Too little, too late For the Stars, they fall to 6-10, and Minnesota to 7-9. Was in fact a hard-fought battle. Let's get the line scores. 4 goes. Well, for me, someone who was expecting a pitcher's duel, it was a pitcher's duel most of the way. And one pitcher had it, one pitcher didn't. After 5 full innings, you saw that Rowdy proved that he's a fine pitcher. Another brilliant outing. Meteorite came in the game with a high ERA, exits with a higher ERA. Unfortunately, some of it to the fault of fielding, but some of it not just necessarily on them. Gave up a lot of hard contact in that inning. And yeah, Anaheim just did not bat at all. A lot of quick 3-pitch counts, 3-pitch strikeouts, 1-pitch fly out, 1-pitch foul out. Got to have those long at bats. The problem with St. Louis, actually, been following St. Louis most of the season, as most of you know. Yeah, it's not going so well for the Archers, but one reason, on top of the fact that they got 4 of their wins taken away, because of the fact that they don't go into long counts. Can't see a good pitch if you just swing at the first 3 pitches you see and it's in the dirt, inside, high above your head. So that's definitely something to look out for when you or anyone in today's game takes the field again. Well, either way, we thank you very much for listening tonight and joining us on the Seattle Electronic Sports Network, hosted by the Seattle Broadcasting Company. This is Capitalist speaking, signing off for SCSN on SBC, saying thank you, good night, and we hope to see you again sometime soon.